Hello, people. Welcome to Woodman Talk on this beautiful day to our second episode. It's been a while since the last episode. It's roughly a month. Woodman Life in the future, Woodman Talk in the future will probably be a monthly thing. So let's start with this episode, and I'm gonna introduce my guests. Today with me is Nicolai from the 208, KotV, MadAlmog, and Reaper Dark Place. So maybe for the quick start, each and one of you making a small introduction of himself. Maybe Nicolai starts and explains who he is, which outfit he is representing.
Of course, thank you very much for having me on the show. I'm probably the guy on Woodman with the most unoriginal name since I just used my own. I've been playing since beta last year, and I've been playing with the 2/8 since I almost joined PlanetSide. We are the militaristic simulator outfit, as I believe Kleika called us.
Okay, welcome to the show. Maybe MadAlmog continues. I know you're pretty popular, really well known among the VS side, but I think there's some guys in the NC and TR, they might know who you are.
Hey everyone, thanks for having me on the show. I'm MadAlmog, the leader of KotV. I'm sure that if you played on Woodman, you've seen us around. We are the biggest outfit in PlanetSide 2. And we try to have fun and keep going. I'm playing about 10 months in PlanetSide, and we'll keep going until the end, I guess.
And my last guest is Dark Place from the Rebel Rifles.
Hi, I'm Dark Place, current leader of the awesome Rebel Rifles. We're all about kicking ass and chewing bubblegum, but we always forget the gum. And yeah, that's it.
How long do you work on this introduction? Okay, we want to start with our first topic. As you can see, guys, on the left-hand side, they're kind of roughly the topics we're going to discuss today. But one thing we're going to discuss about is military realism. Which are the forms of military realism in the game, and how does it change the gameplay and the way people see the game? So maybe Nicolai can give us a small update, or can give us an impression, since you guys are about military realism in a way. What do you consider military realism, and where do you think are the differences from your style of playing the game compared to other outfits?
Well, I guess how we define military realism is we try to take military tactics, strategies, and organization from the real-world army, and then we try to apply them to PlanetSide. We, of course, take into consideration that this is a game, and that we very much want to, and that we want to adapt to the fact that it's a game. We don't want to try to implement something that will obviously not work. Even though we might have implemented something that others consider not working, we still use them simply because we find them enriching to our way of playing. This can, for example, be the whole way we set up squads. We have advanced combat trainings, documents, and days where we just do training, where we inform all of our people of different tactics and organization, as you would, like what kind of weapons they should be using, and different tactics in the field. And then we practice them, which I guess is one way of being a military simulator outfit, or a realism. We also try to use the different ways of traveling around a lot. Of course, we don't use, well, not of course, but we don't really use the whole thing of extraction, since that generally takes too long time, and sometimes we just want to keep the game flowing for our guys. But a lot of times we use the insertion via galaxies, and we use a lot of different commands via, for example, Channel Commander, and hierarchies. I'm sure that a lot of other outfits also use that. We also try to organize a lot of our outfit into different corpses. I'm sure actually most of other outfits have the same things, but they might just be calling them other things with other names. I'm
So
not really sure what more there is to say.
so
Yeah, please go ahead.
that was pretty general in general, I think. I think it's like how you guys and the other outfits handle it. I mean, Nicolai told us a couple of things they do. Is it kind of things you see represented in your outfits as well?
We've done a bit in mine. We've done sort of like breach and entry and dropping on focus targets, you know, that kind of thing. But it's not really. I wouldn't really say it was military realism. It was just helping the squad achieve objectives as best they could.
I think the same. I think military organization or any big organization, any business or something is important for any outfit to run properly. But we don't really want to limit players to use certain weapons or certain vehicles because it's a game and we are here to provide entertainment for the players.
But I think in general, thing is like all of us, always, I mean, it's more like a question, but we're using kind of a military-ish command chain, I would guess. So I think it's like not democracy in our platoons. It's like a proper chain of command, isn't it?
That's true.
I assume in the other
Like in
outfits
any
it's the same.
business. Like in any business.
Yeah, I think that was why I joined 2/8 originally, was because they advertised by being military realism, and I believed back at the time, and I still believe now, that if you apply military organization to an outfit within PlanetSide, you will have more success on the battlefield, because you cannot be 12 people in a squad discussing which base you're going to attack. Because whenever you get there, it'll be lost half an hour ago.
You cannot. PlanetSide is not a democracy. We always need someone to have the final say and do it fast as possible. Otherwise, time is a really big issue.
Yeah, even as easygoing as we are, we still have only suggest things if you've been asked to, only pull things if you've been asked to, that kind of thing. Even as easygoing as we are, you still need that. You can't just go with everybody doing what they want all the time.
Exactly.
But I think it's like a more like a common sense thing. I think PlanetSide itself, with the structure of platoons and squad leaders, are kind of setting it up by default, isn't it? So it's like not really military realism. A lot of people, when they think about military realism, they think about the 208 forming lines. So would you consider or forming formations?
Gotta love them lines.
So would you consider it being military realism? How are you doing it? Why are you doing it?
Well, one thing with the lines, we always get back to the lines essentially. So I'll just take it up now. The lines is what we consider ritual. It's like when we've done an operation, we all gather back at a warp gate. We get up in lines in the different branches we have. We have different like organizations within our outfits who focus on different things. And then we like have a debriefing, everyone together, where everyone can bring up if they thought there's something went awry during the operation or something like that. So that's simply why we have the lines. Yeah, and it's only when we're ending operations. Otherwise, we're doing them within the VR, so people don't lose their precious experience bonus. But as for formations, we're applying formations on the battlefield. I guess that is one thing that is perhaps military realism, which is a bit different from other outfits, is that we use the formations to keep people spread out a lot of the time. We make sure that if a Liberator flies above us, that not every single medic within the squad will get instantly killed. Or if a frag grenade lands somewhere, we use all of these formations and we practice them during training, so all our members are familiar with them. So when we ask them to get into a specific formation, they all know how to get into it. It might take more time when we're on the field and on the go, but at least we make sure that everyone is not running in a big blob.
How many formations do you have?
Let me think. I can. We have we have different formations for our different branches. I know, and for how the school's set up, I can think of at least 5 just on top of my head. 6 actually.
Do they have code names as well?
Not really. They're called like line, column, staggered column, squad column, something like that. It's all the different ways of setting them up. They're pretty self-explanatory.
So I think there we're coming to the point where you probably clearly differentiate yourself as an as an outfit from other outfits. I guess I bet the KotV doesn't have any sorts of formations. I mean, maybe they form a line in the battlefield.
We don't really have formations, but if we need medics to hide, we just tell them to hide, and then we're doing that. So we don't really need that, and it's a lot harder. As more people you have, it's harder to make them really, really organized and specific stuff. So the squad leader have the responsibility to make sure that the medic will stay alive. So we're making sure to tell them to hide when necessary. So we don't really need that, or we don't feel that we need that too much.
So is it like...
Yeah.
Sorry, go on, guys. Dark Place?
Yeah, of course. Dark Place. Sorry.
Mine was a bit off topic, but I was going to ask, do you get many people in your lot who are in it for the role playing?
We have some people that in it for the role playing. Not a lot, but I find it really entertaining and fun, and we're going to expand that. And when we do events, we have like praise and rituals that we're doing, and we're sacrificing people and stuff, and it's a lot of fun for me. A lot of people really like it, so we keep doing that, and we are here for fun overall.
And how about 208?
And we even have specific people that help us to make rituals and more praise and stuff, so we always try to reinvent ourselves and expand our roleplay part.
Well, I don't know if it's role-playing to make the lines, and I guess the only role-playing part comes in when a squad leader starts shouting at one of the squad members, but even then it's meant to get them in line, and I wouldn't say it's shouting in a mean way towards anyone. It's simply if they don't listen. Sometimes we have a lot of chatter going on.
Yeah, I think it's like me too.
It's fine.
It's kind of like
we shout like crazy, man. MadAlmog, it's for a reason.
It's kind of my reputation I build up.
Yes, same here. People that going in my platoons, they know that they will get shout out, and I'm shouting like crazy when people are pushing out or something. When I see people in the spawn room not living, I'm flipping. I cannot control myself.
I mean, the 208 got attacked a lot on Reddit for like, it's stupid, they're only forming lines, they're not actually fighting. I think it's like, do you think those criticisms are in a way justified, or do you think it's like... What's your opinion about those comments? Because, I mean, I could give you a lot of reasons why forming a line is actually a good thing, rather than a waste of time. How do you see it?
Well, as I see it, as I mentioned earlier, it's like a ritual. It's almost like a team thing. You get together at the end. So all of these comments on Reddit and something, mostly on Reddit, is, as I see it, they're just an excuse to talk down on us from other reasons, as I see it.
But it's Reddit. After all, it's the place for the haters.
Reddit, yeah.
Yeah, it's the blast for the haters. If you search KotV on Reddit, you will find like few pages of hate messages for us.
I think you find it very real too.
Don't take it seriously.
But I think it's like a lot of people.
It's really entertaining.
A lot of people got serious reservations about. They always think like you're forming lines and stuff like that. But the point I was aiming at is, forming a line is actually more than just forming a line. It takes a lot of things to form a line. It takes communication, and coordination, and discipline, which are all trademarks you kind of, at least in my opinion, need for being effective in an outfit or pushing it. And the other thing is a good positional awareness. Forming a line is not that easy, especially if it's a bit more under pressure with squad leader shouting at you. So isn't it in the end actually benefiting because it's increasing the positional awareness of the players, their position related to the position of the people around them?
Well, first of all, we don't do lines in the field. Lines are only for the walk gate. We have other formations while we're in the field, where at every single, and we have written this down in documents we have, whereas every single position you have within this formation, you have a specific angle assigned to you, which is like your sector. This is the one you need to watch and shout out if anyone enters there. And so I think that really helps us on the field to keep situational awareness up, because a lot of times you might have some people who don't do it, or people just aren't aware that they need to watch this specific angle. But when you assign people to it, then they all know it from the start because they have that position in the formation. Then they know, I need to look in this direction, so you have it automatically covered. You don't necessarily need to say it to them.
So
sometimes you do, people forget.
So isn't it for example, we have kind of drills, kind of things everybody knows how certain things work, like advancing, how a squad advance in a hostile situation, but we always keep those things dynamic, with not like pre-set up positions. It's always kind of a dynamic thing. But we got drills and stuff as well, and we would not consider ourselves as military realism. So is that the difference between military realism and other outfits focused on team play, that you in military realism have kind of some predefined formations, and other outfits have a kind of similar approach to it, or not having a similar result in the end, but having a different, more dynamic approach? There are 3 movement drills. Everyone in our outfit knows who's been through advanced training programs. And there are other things everybody knows, but they're always kept as dynamic as possible, so there's no pre-set up thing. So isn't it kind of a difference? And do the other outfits have kind of similar things? Do the Rebel Rifles have kind of a move and cover drill when you advance? Or is it completely like free, do whatever you want?
Yeah, they run in like a group of fucking barbarians every time. Even if I try and make them go, with precaution, it's just, no, they just go and run in there.
We have it in some of our squads. We have TeamSpeak only squads and more advanced squads than the normal public platoons or the outfit only platoon. And we do this stuff, but it's kind of dynamic. Like, we go to a room, we know that we need at least one person in each door to cover, and you need to shout to everyone if someone coming from there, so they will know where the enemy will come from. But we keep it really dynamic, and even in the army we didn't do too much formations like that and too specific stuff. Always try to keep it dynamic as possible, because the battlefield keep changing every second.
Well, of course, just to defend my position, we of course keep it dynamic. We don't force you to look into a wall. If we are moving through some terrain where your sector is essentially just a rock, then of course you switch forward, or forward because that's the direction you're moving. So most of the time, it's very, very dynamic once we're on the field. We don't force people to watch something where they can't do anything. So it's really, really flowing once it's moving, at least.
But I think you're previously told that in columns, people have angles they have to watch, so there is kind of a preset thing.
There is a preset thing, but we also have they've also been told that if they are if they're looking into a rock, as I said, or something which they cannot look past, then they should just switch to another angle. So it is preset, but it can change depending on the terrain around them.
But I mean,
doesn't that kind of slow down your advance though?
That what? Sorry.
Doesn't it like slow down your advance if you put in this much thought and effort into, you know, which direction you're looking, where everyone else is, has anybody died, do I need to rest people, you know?
Not really, because you don't have to worry about looking at whether people or not should be rest. We're all on TeamSpeak, first of all. I think most of you are as well. I don't know, but everybody, when you're down, you have to call out your number or your name, and that you're dead, and then the location, and then the medic will know if they need to go and revive. You don't have to keep. You just need to watch your sector, call out enemies, and watch if you see the enemy, of course.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just seems like a lot to think about, but maybe it's because I'm not, I've not tried it myself.
Well, I at least think it comes rather natural once it's flowing and you've done it a few times.
I agree with that, but I won't call it military realism as much, in my opinion.
So we kind of, I mean, it's like when Nicolai, I hear what you're doing, it's like I always think, oh, damn it, we're doing some exactly more or less similar things to it, and are we now military realism? Should I be afraid now that everybody on Reddit tomorrow calls down, FFS is military realism, only forming lines? I mean, we have some similar things. I think or at least, like, speaking of which is the majority, I mean, every member, not recruits, but every member of our outfit probably knows when different callouts, there's standardized orders, standardized callouts, like you describe when somebody's down. There's a standardized chain of communication dealing with this thing. So in the end, isn't the stamp you have on your outfit being called military realism, isn't it in the end like you kind of adding a slight roleplay aspect to a thing which other outfits which focus themselves on team play have established in another way already, or with you at the same time?
I guess that is one way you could call it, that we're just using other names for it. I'm not sure what you consider military realism, MadAlmog.
I don't think it's a question of people consider military realism. I think it's more that 208 gave themselves that name at the beginning. I mean, if FFS does a lot of the same stuff you do, especially compared to my outfit, and if FFS said they were military realism, I'd sure as hell believe it. I mean, and everybody would know them as that, just because they've said at the start that they are.
Yeah, it's how you market yourself.
Yeah. I guess the military realism to some extent is a very, very old tag we had. We're still using it. But as I said earlier when I kind of presented it, that we have tried to evolve a lot as the game goes on and try to fit a lot of our tactics to the game. So I guess in some ways we have lost some of the military realism aspects to just fit into the game. And other terms we've kept some of it. But I guess it's just because FFS you don't market yourself as a military realism outfit.
I mean, that's we don't see ourselves as military realism. It's like we took up ideas, like roughly military ideas, and we adapted them pretty hard to the game, and then just created our own things out of it. But I think we got slightly like movement drills and stuff like that, which are kind of military inspired, or other things like.
It does look like it from the outside, though. Like, I've got some video footage somewhere of you guys in action inside the biolab, and it looks like a scene from Saving Private Ryan. It's amazing. I love it.
Thanks, it was hard time to get it established. And it kind of built my reputation of shouting on people. We want to go into a different discussion now. I think it's like we come out. I think the thing we took out of the previous, as a conclusion out of the previous discussion, is like every outfit kind of has a different. It's kind of different rating on different aspects of the game. Some people more can like really want to push hard team play and squad team play and communication, and others are more like making it a bit less serious and a bit more fun in a way, right? So the next thing is, I think this game is lacking a lot of content, and I think we should give SOE kind of a bit of hand, because I think outfits are what making this game unique and making the game what it is. And there's still a huge lack of content. So what are kind of things you really want to see in the game, kind of going good with or improve your playstyle in the game? What are the tools, whatever you want to see in the game?
Well, since first seeing you, I thought up two. The first being some kind of utility for light assaults to have, aside from being able to place better beacons and wipe out entire squads with an auto shotgun. I'm looking at Magic and Meatballer there. And just for them to be more useful in squad play, really. I mean, because at the minute they're just the more lone wolf class, and they don't really fit in anywhere aside from, covering a high angle and placing beacons where people can't get to them. As valuable.
I disagree. I think light assault are great to flank enemies and surprise them, and I use light assault a lot, and I only play in platoons and stuff. I never solo. I always play with the group, and I think light assault are great tools if you know how to utilize them.
But aren't they lacking a combination in between, or kind of a thing in between classes? So like the thing like, this guy has something I need, so I need to protect him. And isn't the light assault one of those guys who barely has anything which is worth to protect them? I always say like, light assaults go first, you're expendable, because you're not delivering anything to your squad besides of your actual combat activity.
Light assault and heavy assault, they are expendable units.
But I mean, on a heavy assault,
suicide.
But on a heavy assault, I can say like, he can take out tanks with his rocket launcher, so it's kind of his primary task is protect the squad from enemy tanks. You
can see for maxes, you can see for a lot of stuff.
But medics can do that, and engineers can do that, and heavy assaults can do that.
I don't think you can see for tanks as like light assault can do with any other class.
Well, might be not as light assaults. You can still use heavies with rocket launchers. If you just have a few of them and they can coordinate their shots, then you can very easily, I think, burst down a tank, unless they have Vanguard shields, of course.
Yeah, that's true, but what you will do with maxes? When you fight on a tower, and there is max units around, the best way to take them down is C4ing with light assault. You can easily surprise them, land next to them, and boom.
But isn't...
I don't think there is a
many ways you
replacement.
can take one out.
Okay, that
Yeah, but I think that's one of the best ways to do that.
Yeah, I mean, there's various ways. I mean, like, you could throw a concussion grenade at it and focus fire it. You could, get a team of heavy assaults to just rocket it in the chops,
of ways. Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah, but isn't it like...
And it's fun.
Isn't it like there's missing one aspect of kind of bringing something for the squad unique, other than the jump chat ability?
Yeah, rather than just killing people.
And
I have to disagree or agree with this, that they should have. I think they could have something unique. I'm not sure what it should be, but usually, from what I can speak from my experience, we usually don't use them simply because they end up getting stuck in situations where they're hard to revive.
Yeah, that too.
And whereas other classes have like a rocket launcher, ammunition, or even the recon darts, the light assault doesn't really have anything in that respect. Yeah, they're great flankers, but once they're dead, they're hard to reach sometimes.
The only thing I've really thought of that they possibly could have is like like light assaulting up onto a ledge and then throwing a rope down for everyone else. Just something like that, maybe. But other than that, there's not really anything I can think of, and maybe that's why SOE hasn't implemented anything yet.
What like
Yeah,
something
but they
like
delay
a
everything.
what like something like a self-lamp, for example? If an infiltrator gets a self-lamp to spot enemy tanks for rocket launchers to lock on in a better way to them, wouldn't it be like he can cloak? It's like if we would give it to a light assault, he can go to an unusual angle, but he can't cloak. So it's like it's putting himself on the risk, but it would add to him a unique ability to use the jump jets, getting in better positions and mark enemy tanks for rockets, as an example.
Yeah, using him as scout, yeah, definitely.
So, am I right when I always keep telling my guys Light Assault is one of the pulliest designed classes in game?
That's sure how I think of it. I mean, they do excel at close quarters combat with other classes, but that's about as far as they're useful. I mean, even with the C4, I mean, C4 is great and all, but you have to get to the tank.
Yeah, I think they are a very good class, or not. They're a very good class if you're a lone wolf kind of guy. You like to play very much on your own. You can still be in a squad and be cooperating with other people, but you're not usually around your squad. They might be good if you're, for example, scouting out enemy forces or wanting to get positions on enemies. If you have like liberators coming in or something like that, because a lot of times they can get to positions where they're hard to spot. I think that can be a use for them. But as you said, like it could be like a marker light for them. So lock-ons could like lock on for another 200 meters or something.
Yeah. Is this game to switch a bit on topic, because I think like in the Light Assault you have 2 points of view, which are kind of crystallizing out. It's like if you really run tight organized squads, you end up not favoring them because they are usually separated from the squad and hard to revive, I assume. I think that's Dark Place and Nicolai you agreed on. And on the other hand is, on an individual basis, they can cause a lot of havoc, like MadAlmog described it. So it got its two faces, but finally, would you say there's something missing, or would you say it's like it is a good individual player and you kind of have to exclude him a bit out of the squad in your mind?
Well, as for my point of view, we don't use light assaults hardly, simply because we exclude them. People are free to play them when we're not doing operations, but when we're on our on ours, we usually exclude them. People are not allowed to play that class.
Yeah, my guys use them a lot just for such good kill whoring. Just if we're assaulting a tower, basically, half of my guys go light assault and shotguns just for that reason.
I think light assault can contribute a lot to the platoon or to the squad if you know that it's one-way mission, like going and taking out enemy Thunderers or enemy Maxes, or just disturb the enemies and make them attack and go to the other way. But it's usually one-way mission, so you know that you're going to die after that and going to spawn on your Thunderer or Beacon or something like that the medic won't revive you. But as long as you know that it's a one-way mission, the light assault can contribute a lot to the platoons and squads, but you need to be suicidal for that.
That's
one of the reasons that my KD look like shit.
Does this game need a layer above platoon? There's several outfits who run multiple platoons. One of them is here, which runs a high number of platoons at the same time. Is this game missing a structure helping you to organize when you have more than a platoon?
We have TeamSpeak for that, but without TeamSpeak it's just not possible, because we need a battalion. It will be really nice for the coordinator to see where is everyone and give him a lot easier time to give commands and see how fast some platoons reacting, because we have different levels of platoons. Some of the platoons react slower, some of them react instantly, and some of them in the middle. So it will help a lot, but TeamSpeak kinda make up for that. But I don't think anyone can run Outfit without TeamSpeak, Mumble, or any similar program.
Yeah, I think I know Turret is not that big anymore. We had, I think, 80 members, one for an operation, so that's the only thing I can speak from. But I think that the game could benefit from it, at least from your standpoint, MadAlmog, because it's a lot easier if you can have multiple platoons, if you're like the coordinator of these platoons, because you can see where every platoon is without having to ask them.
We made a suggestion back in like 2 months ago in the PlanetSide 2 forums about like suggestions, quality of life for platoon leaders and outfit leaders, stuff that's just missing from the game. I talked with a few outfits back in the time from other servers, and I made a pretty big list, like 10, 12 stuff, I don't remember exactly. And a lot, battalion is one of the stuff there. It's less important than the rest, but there is a lot of management stuff that just miss from the game, and I can link it to you here if you want to take a look on that.
So,
and hopefully they will see it and do something with it.
So there's definitely a need for increasing options for
management features,
high degree of organization. We tried. We had an air squad running several times, which task was as well to give close air support on the ground, and they're usually been not in the actual main attack platoon because we were more people than a platoon, and basically easier organization purposes. So isn't the game lacking like connections even between outfits in that regards? It's like I can't call an airstrike. I don't have a tool to call an airstrike at a position, but there's maybe an outfit with an air squad currently active who could do it, but you just can't communicate it. So isn't it isn't it not restricting even the cooperation in general to a point where it gets really, really complicated if you really want to have advanced coordination in between groups?
I think it will make politics a lot easier because people will be more forced to work together. And I'm sure that all of you know there is a lot of politics between outfits and stuff like that. And it will be a great tool for everyone, but we will see. This game is on hold at the moment for major developments.
But Dexter, you talked about like inter-outfit interaction. I'm not really sure what exactly you were looking for, but I guess to some extent we have the command channel. I don't know how.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like I can give an example. You have the location of the enemy center. You can't reach it with your ground troops, and you want to call in an air squad to take him out. And this air squad is not currently in your platoon.
Attack and defense marks.
Yes. But isn't it kind of ridiculous? Shouldn't they even at least implement a airstrike marker? For Christ's sake, it's like you have an attack.
In the future, if you see, they will be the player-based missions. I think that they are sucks and not great at all, but it will be something like that in the near future.
Yeah, well, I guess if you want to have cooperation on larger levels, you could try to form alliances with other outfits. If you have like an outfit that's mainly focused on, for example, airstrikes, then coordinate with them that you have different TeamSpeak informations. So you could log on to their TeamSpeaks or Mumbles, or just have their names in game and then try to get into contact with them that way. So it's between different outfits. Or I don't know if it was just within the same outfit you were talking about, Dexter.
But isn't it like the game?
You can recruit everyone.
I mean, yeah, that's the KotV approach. We're going to come to it later, but so the last topic on the content I just want to ask, it's like when I think about things, I think it's like missing in the game. what I always think of, I want mortars or some sort of artillery. And I don't want the version like in Battlefield 3 where you have a minimap and the cursor on the minimap. No, I want a really, really complicated mortar system, challenging people to shit. Do you guys think artillery or some sort of artillery is missing in the game? Because when I think about war, I always think about artillery as well.
At least against armor, yeah. I mean, maybe not so much for infantry farming, but for taking out armor zergs, yeah, completely.
Yeah, I agree. I'd love to see some kind of artillery in the game. I wouldn't mind if it was really, really hard to use, and you might even have to use, I don't know, another guy from the squad sitting up ahead, like giving you information of how far off target you were. Because I could fear if they were to implement artillery, that they would do it Battlefield 3 style to make the game more accessible.
I think artillery can really unbalance the game and be too OP because you can just shoot safe without worry about anything that comes ahead.
Well, yeah, I think it could be balanced out with the fact that artillery was perhaps very, very vulnerable to other kinds of damage. So you obviously wouldn't drive them close to the front, that they were vulnerable to airstrikes. This means that you would have to place some guys near this artillery with either sky guards, burster maxes, or some kind of lock-on launchers to try to get the people coming in with airstrikes away from these artillery pieces, and thereby trying to force people to cooperate.
The main problem with that is that at least half of the players playing PlanetSide don't really team play and don't play in outfits and organized platoons. I think that's the major problem with those stuff, because they cannot counter it at all. And if only 50% of the people can have the ability to counter it because they team play, and I think everyone should team play in PlanetSide. It's really not a fun game otherwise. But
should those 50%
for those people, it's impossible.
But should they have a chance at all? Because why should they have a chance? I mean, this game is about outfit and squads and platoon, isn't it? So why not them getting shot to shit?
They don't have a lot of chance, yeah. But I think SOE taking that in count. I don't think they need to have a chance. I think everyone should team play and work together at least.
Yeah,
but the problem is that SOE won't let it happen. They want to give every new player that coming to play, opportunity to do almost everything without be reliable on a group of people.
So
it's really bad for the game, but
are they orientating themselves too much towards games like Battlefield 3 and Call of Duty? I mean, they're the major sellers in this market, but aren't they kind of destroying their niche product with focusing on those things and even supporting loners? Because when I think about PlanetSide and I think about the famous YouTubers who produce videos and they never run with an outfit or with a group, I always think it's like they should get shot to shit in this game. They shouldn't enjoy it. So isn't it the game coming a bit more towards? Doesn't the easy accessibility for the game destroys the core base of players which are organized in outfits and which are the backbone of the game itself?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think making PlanetSide more accessible, of course, brings in more people, and they want the extra money, so of course they want to bring in more people. But I think it is really disheartening to all the people who really want to focus on team play, all the people who want a niche experience, because if we wanted to play Lone Wolf, like so many features in PlanetSide, like the you can both be the driver and the gunner of a tank, that is really, really catering to just Lone Wolf play. You don't need to be two people in a tank to be effective. And I think that is really, really a problem, because half of the people playing PlanetSide are organized within outfits, and they are that because they want extra team play. And if you don't cater to those if you only cater to the people who want to be lone wolfing, you're kind of letting out the other 50%.
And you're killing the game because I think the outfits and team play is what keeping players together, playing for, I don't know, I have players that playing with me from day one for 10 months and more, and I think that's what keep players keep playing. And if someone from SOE hear us, even spending more money, players that play a lot spend more money on the game. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, I made the mistake once and calculated together what I've spent on the game. It's horrible. Never ever do it.
Really horrible.
So Dark Blaze, are you agreeing that it's like that the teams are kind of been a bit neglected in the development strategy of SOE, and or how you see it?
Yeah, I mean, to some extent they have. They've not. I don't think they've focused on team play enough, considering that's what their niche in the market is, as you've said. But they're a company. They're going to go for what works, and what works is Battlefield and Call of Duty. I mean, people buy those just so they can lone wolf and shoot people's brains out, and they're going to do whatever gets the money in.
If you look on the far future, they actually made some stuff. They want to make some stuff that will make outfits more recognizable, like you see the outfit logo when you capture a base, or the outfit page, so outfit will get ranks and by how much activities they run and stuff like that. But still, it needed to be from the day one of the release and not so late.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things I thought the game needed, was some sort of fit progression. Like in all other MMOs, if you've got a guild or an outfit or whatever, there's always something the outfit gains by being together and working together. And this one doesn't really have it outside of just being known in the community. So even something as simple as like you defend X number of bases in a week and you earn so ever amount of outfit cash, and then you just get some nice little cosmetics or something at the end of it, or some title for your outfit or something. It could be anything. And yeah,
hopefully it will be implemented soon enough, but it's on their work schedule, but they delaying everything and stress a lot of players, in my opinion.
Isn't the focus on optimization one huge mistake they're doing, because people who want to play the game already upgraded their systems, including myself, to play PlanetSide with higher frames? And isn't their investment on their only focus on optimization, isn't it killing the game in the way that they gain a lot of new players maybe, but they lose a lot of veterans?
The game won't run on PlayStation 4. That's their only perspective on the thing. The game just won't run on PlayStation 4. Simple as that. They need to make a lot of optimization for it to run even on medium settings on PlayStation 4. So that's their main issue. I think optimization is important, but not to halt all the other stuff for it. Like to do it together, not most of the crew to work on optimization, only half, and the other half still releasing new content for the game. I really looking forward for the new resources system, because this game lack of strategies, especially with the latte system, is really pissing me off.
Yeah, I think it will really benefit the game if it's of course good that they want to optimize the game, but I wholeheartedly have to agree with MadAlmog here. I think it would really benefit the game if they keep innovating it, because that is what keeps the people in outfits playing. And those are the people, as we've already agreed, the people who will play this game for the longest time.
And those are the people that lead the rest of the people, the new players, and show them the right way to play the game. So I think they need to put a lot more effort to keep those players in the game, because I'm sure all of you experienced that platoon leaders that playing with us for a long time leaving, stop playing, and it's really sad that someone that's playing with us for half a year suddenly stop playing, because this game is not innovative enough after such a long time, and they holding up so many upgrades and so many stuff that around the corner, and they need a little bit more work to finish them. And just because of freaking PlayStation 4.
It's a catch-22 situation. I mean, because they've lost people to lack of content, but they've also lost people to not being able to run the thing in the first place.
Yeah, but they lost them already.
Yeah, I think.
we talked about people playing in groups, and the last topic on the list is the mid-size outfit. First off, what you consider as being a mid-sized outfit before we go in deep into this material, or go and discuss it a bit further, and would you see your outfits as a mid-sized outfit?
Tricky.
Yeah, I guess I'd see the 208 as a small mid-size, in the smaller end of the mid-sized outfit. I'm not sure how small the different outfits are that are around, but I wouldn't say we can usually pull off a few squads whenever we're doing operation, between 20 to 30 people for every single operation, and 70 people online in 7 days. So
As one that run a big outfit, I think I will define the mid-size outfit as an outfit that run a platoon every day in the rush hours consistently. That's my definition of mid-size outfit.
I guess that could be one definition of it, but I'd say KotV isn't just...
Yeah, definitely. We highest active player base in PlanetSide.
Yeah, you definitely break the scale when it comes to big.
That's how hardcore religion work, no?
Darklays, do Rebel Rifles see themselves as a mid-sized outfit, or more like a smaller scale outfit?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we see ourselves as small. I mean, there's a lot of situations where we have enough people to achieve what we want to do, but at the same time, as soon as we come across KotV, we just get smashed because they've got so many behind them. Like, no matter how many tactics we bring, they'll just smash us just because of how many numbers they've got. And it's mid-size, I'd say. I'd say 2 squads at least is a mid-size, but I mean, it's all a matter of perspective, isn't it?
So, when you see yourself as a mid-sized outfit, do you think it comes in with a special responsibility? Because I think the FFS, we see ourselves as a mid-sized outfit, and I think the community is kind of not sure about it. We've been called a Zerg as well, so Zerg implies that we are a big outfit.
That was quite funny.
Yeah, so it's like, isn't there the situation that when you none of you considered yourselves being in a small outfit? Not me saying that I would consider you being in a small outfit, but isn't there the situation that if you're too big, you will initially get called a Zerg, and if you're too small, people will attempt to call you neglectable for your faction? So isn't it like, which size you have, you kind of will get a stamp on you?
And this is the internet. Always people will say bad thing about you and your outfit and your operation. Doesn't matter what you do. And as bigger as you are, people see you all over the place, everywhere. They call you Zerg, but it's their disadvantage because we are a lot more organized than it seems from the side, at least from the proper command channel and platoon movement around the map.
So
it's a disadvantage of the enemies mostly.
Small outfits often see themselves as highly quality, highly specialized forces. So is there a relation in between size and quality and organization?
Organization, I'd say, definitely. I mean, one thing I was thinking of how to define yourself as a big outfit is if you've not said hello to all of your members, then you're in a big outfit. That's how I'd say it. If you don't know how everybody's going to work, it's the quality of an outfit.
True, but we have different type of platoons. We have our public platoons that open for everyone, and we expect less from them. We have the outfit-only platoons that moving a lot fast, and we splitting them, and they working a lot more efficient. And we have TeamSpeak-only squads that are probably like the other outfit, small organized TeamSpeak squads, and we just give a different type of level of gameplay to different players, because some players like to play more relaxed and more fun and without too much pressure. Some players like to play hardcore, and some players like the middle way. So we just do different operations and different platoons for different type of players.
Yeah, I
we
also
do
think
that as well.
I also think that it doesn't necessarily have to be a correlation between size and quality. I think that you can be a small outfit, but you still can not necessarily have much quality because you're just a group of friends playing together. You might be very tightly knit, know each other, but a huge outfit like KotV might have a lot more organization simply because they know how to set up their squads and platoons and all coordinate very, very well together. So maybe you don't say hello to all of your members, and you're a huge outfit, but I don't say that harms quality or organization in any way. You might not be able to keep the same quality control on all of your members. Like you might have people who say teabag other players and they shout stupid things and slash yell, but I wouldn't say that that's perhaps more easy to control if you're a smaller outfit, but it doesn't directly hurt quality.
So in the end, it comes down to what you make out of it, and size doesn't matter. It's you what you make as an outfit out of it. If it is the conclusion you want to make, I assume. So it's like how you act is what defines you, rather than your actual size.
Yeah.
There's a question from a viewer. Does a small outfit influence decent battles, resulting in a win instead of a lose? So can small outfits, I mean that's maybe pretty interesting from the perspective of MadAlmog, leading the biggest outfit on planet side. Does small outfits, like for example Vanu, VIB, or other small outfits, can they turn a battle? Can their actions result in turning a battle? Or would you say smaller outfits often are just sidekicks to the show of the big outfit?
I think they can help in a big battle, or they can help in a battle, but they won't change the battle. They can be a nice add-on to the battle. They can, if I see that a small outfit playing in the same base as we do, I know that I can send another squad somewhere else and keep the right population to take the base or the objective without too much effort. So I don't think they help a lot sometimes, but because you have more people that you can coordinate, but they affect less the big battles and big scale of the map.
Well, I guess I think they may be able to change the battle. Say you're attacking a base and a small outfit comes in and destroys all nearby spawning centers. That can turn the battle for some time.
But not for the longer terms.
Not necessarily for the longer terms, but it might give some breathing room for the people fighting there.
Yeah, definitely. To
they
send
can
another
have
squad somewhere else, or just to play more relaxed and with less stress, or sometimes we don't have the manpower necessary.
Yeah,
so the small outfit can come and kick in and keep the balance of the people that we need to win the battle. So they can help and they can change stuff. But in the long term, big scale of the events, they matter less. My opinion.
Yeah, of course.
I disagree.
And I will get flame threats about this.
Yeah, I disagree. I think a small outfit can and has a lot changed the influence of a battle.
They can change the small objective, the smaller battles.
More than numbers, they're not. They've not come in so your squad can move. It's more, they've come in with their own objectives. Like quite often at a tech plant, my guys go to the gun deck and make sure the gun deck's secure, and that can cause big problems for the enemy that are currently there.
Yeah, definitely. But if our platoon leaders making sure that will happen no matter what, it will happen with them or without them. And
yeah, but I mean that's safe to say with an out your size, because you'll have enough people to cover all bases on a base. You'll have some guys on the gun deck, you'll have some guys on the point, you'll have some guys in the garage, you'll have some guys over at the spawn room. But in situations where your guys aren't there, we definitely can make a difference. Like,
I'm not saying that you don't make a difference. I'm saying in the long terms, you make less difference. That's all. I'm not saying that you don't, that small outfit don't help or don't make changes and don't help in battles. I just say in the longer terms, they make less.
Well, I just want to say, because I agree with MadAlmog that if KotV, if you decide to drop, send one platoon to a place, a smaller outfit will of course get overrun. But I think smaller outfits, if they group together in alliances, they can at least have a bigger impact on the battle.
And that's when politics kick in. We had some outfits in the Vanu side, and politics always make problems on that. People want to do their own stuff and don't want to coordinate sometimes. And sometimes it's just hard to count on other outfits.
Yeah, so you're saying like on a long term, or you said on a long term perspective, small outfits don't make that much of an impact. When I think of
statistically, we have more players online. We do more. They have less. They do less. It's just numbers, you know. If you look on their own numbers, statistically, we do a lot more than small outfits.
I think the FFS always feels like a responsibility for the faction. We always think like if we're not participating in things, we cannot expect others to participate. So I think for us the mid-size or the size we have brings in responsibility. But when I follow your argumentation, isn't it completely opposite to it? Because we are not big enough to bring 5 platoons to one spot. So in long-term perspective, we don't need to care about our responsibility for our faction because we're not the ones making the difference.
That's not true. You help, and in the Vanu side in Woodman it's really different because there is us and very very small outfits like VIB and a few others. So there was IP, but IP barely run these days, sadly. And in the ancient TR in this server we have a lot of medium-sized outfits that as long as they work together they perform really really good. But if you go alone on alert and all the other outfits decide not to participate in the alert, it will be a really really hard time for you. Do you agree?
Well, I agree to that.
So
I just think that. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go on, finish.
Well, I just want to get back to my point that, as you said, MadAlmog, that is probably the problem with the TR is that we have a lot of small to small medium-sized outfits, and when we don't work together at all, we can basically you can easily overrun us. But I think when the outfits coordinate amongst each other and they talk to each other, I think it can be really really useful.
Yeah, definitely. It works the same as KotV work. If 5 medium-sized TR outfit work together, you have the same numbers as us, more or less. So it will work the same, but it's, in my eyes, it's a lot harder to work 5 different organizations to work together than one big organization.
But isn't the way the VS is organized ATM with having one major outfit, like which is really big? Isn't it kind of soaking off the variety of different outfits? Isn't it kind of putting one uniform across the whole faction? Isn't it kind of killing a bit the variation in the game?
A little bit, but like I said before, we give different type of activities for our members with different level of playstyle, so we try to provide as much entertainment channel to all of the players and try to make it for everyone, so everyone will enjoy. Of course, some people will not enjoy in KotV, but at least for the numbers, I think most of the players having a lot of fun, and playing together is fun usually, so you can always come to our TeamSpeak in any hour of the day, 24 hours, and you will have someone to play with. And that's not a thing that you can find in a lot of outfits. I think it's really great to have it and that possibility. I like to work at night, and sometimes when I take a break and want to play, I have someone to play with. It doesn't matter which hour.
Nicolai, you said that the TR has a lot of medium-sized outfits. Do you think you're missing one outfit similar to KotV? I mean, there's Elementary. I think it's pretty big, so it's like there's some kind of similarity. Do you think this is the way to go, or do you think it's like it's often lacking coordination in between the outfits, which would improve it? I mean, its discussion is kind of a bit outdated since your pop got up, and start dominating a bit and more fights. But do you think it lacks coordination in between outfits in general, rather than one big player?
Well, I generally think that, of course, everybody wants to be on their own and do their own thing, at least on the TR side, is what I've experienced. But I think that... sorry, I just lost my train of thoughts. Well, to come back to it, I think that what can really help all of these medium-sized outfits, or at least to get more organized, because that is what I feel that when we get organized, sometimes we can really do a lot of alerts. And I know, and the 2/8 then and 501st have kind of banded together in an alliance, where we have alliance operations like twice a week, where we have really tight communication amongst each other. So we get up to around 2 platoons, just roughly. And we become all of a sudden a lot bigger player on the field instead of just playing on our own. But I think what becomes a problem when you go into all of these alliances, as MadAlmog has already mentioned a few times, that all of the politics get in. All people want to have a say, and you want to be sure of you don't get into almost a democratic circle where you start discussing of what would be the best decision, because that can really, first of all, hurt the operation, and on the long term, just to get over to the thing of Elementary, and if I think they're a good thing for the TR, and I actually think they are. I think all of the bigger outfits who essentially sometimes just mass invites people are a good thing for a lot of newer players, because they get a lot of newer players invested in the game. They get a lot of newer players playing with organized squads and organized platoons, and they keep them playing. They essentially get them into the team play instead of that they're just running around on their own.
Okay, question for Dark Place. Does the whole freedom fighter topic, the whole rebel topic of the NC, isn't it kind of slowing us down when it comes to coordination in between outfits? And do you think the NC is lacking coordination in between outfits?
I don't know. I mean, the outfits in NCHQ seem to be doing well enough. Maybe we could reach out to a few more people, a few more outfits, I mean, to get them involved. But I think our biggest problem is just people not being in outfits at all. I mean, we've not got one outfit that's crazily inviting everyone they come across. I mean, even gods have had a slow income recently, from what I've heard. So, it's just like some guys from the TR came over and played with us for a night, and the first thing they noticed was that there's so many NC running around without a tag next to the name. And as soon as they said that, that's all that's been on my mind since. Like, every time I'm looking around, there's just people without outfits everywhere. And there's SOE introduced the idea a while ago of adding in some sort of outfit recruitment tool, which quality of life. But I think it's needed more than they think it is, because unless you sat at the warp gate just clicking invite on everybody you see.
We never did that. We only invite people that actually playing in our platoons, and only after they play for at least 45 minutes or 1 hour, we invite them when we see that they follow orders and respond. We never random invite people.
You were quick to defend yourself there.
I'm just saying, because I know what people thinking on that topic, so
I'm
just saying overall, we only invite people that playing with us.
I just had a listener asking a question. Playing in the NC the past 3 days seems like NC more thinking like me, and not the team. Would you agree, Dark Place, that the NC is pretty much everybody is kind of focused on himself, and the team and the NC is not valued to the extent it should be.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to some extent it is. Like I said, I mean, with a lot of people not being in outfits, obviously they're going to be just thinking about themselves. So, you know, that's pretty straightforward. Whereas outfits thinking just for themselves, there are definitely some out there, but all the main ones, they're all, you know, working together. If somebody shouts out on leader for help, usually an outfit or two will respond. You know, whoever's in command channel at the time. I think, you know, I think the communication between our main outfits is fine. It's just that we haven't got enough. We haven't got one outfit that's just getting people on a waypoint. You know, there's all these randoms without a tag, and they're just zerging up lattice lanes.
But if it's that way, why don't we win alerts in prime times?
Oh, because I mean, the main outfits are doing what they should know. The people who aren't in outfits are somewhere they shouldn't be because nobody's telling them where to go. Because, you know, it's going to be a lot of people who are new or just lone wolfing because that's what they think the game is because they've not had an introduction to an outfit or something. I mean, I often see people with, you know, BR40 who've never been in an outfit. You know, and to them, the game is just lone wolfing. It's not, you know, listening to some guy on the orders channel. They might look at the map and go, no, I don't want to go there. It looks like a mess. It looks like a meat grinder.
Isn't it a result of the overpopulation the NC had that a lot of outfits stopped recruiting throughout the overpopulation times? And now they're slowly fading away, they're slowly losing members, but they're not starting to recruit yet. So isn't it like a self-made problem, and isn't it like a result of our failures and regards to outfits in the end? On the NC side?
Sure. I mean, we're definitely not recruiting as much as we should be. That's for sure. Definitely. I mean, Rebel Rifles personally needs to do a hell of a lot more recruitment than it is doing. It's a hell of a frustrating task to do. You know, you've got to open platoons. You've got to be watching out for the people who are doing good. You've got to make sure, you know, they're okay joining the outfit. You know, that they know what it means, all that kind of stuff. It's just a lot of work to actually get the recruiting done. But we need to do it. We just plain and simple need to.
I mean, I can speak of us. I think we're fairly decent in recruitment, and the only thing we do is we run public platoons and tell them every 10 minutes, here's a webpage, visit it, leave an application, and try to join us. And we actually receive people writing in their application or coming to us and tell us like, I never knew that PlanetSide can be that awesome while running with you in a public platoon. I can't imagine how you guys run in an outfit only platoon. So isn't it kind of the exclusivity outfits build around themselves, which in the NC, which is kind of slowing them down? Because we haven't won an alert in a while.
I mean, there's
and we have a lot
of routes that can be too selective, I think, when they're recruiting people. That's for sure. I mean, you know, you're trying to have an exclusive group when really you don't need to. You can have your exclusive team within your exclusive outfit.
I mean, that's one approach. The other thing I would say is like, I don't want to put into a round. Is this exclusivity, like when it comes to minimum requirements like battle rank and stuff, isn't it kind of hindering the game to progress or the outfits to progress? Isn't it causing the result of so many people running without an outfit because outfits just saying, yeah, you need to be battle rank 15, you need to be battle rank 30, and wouldn't be a way of approaching it, just say we recruit whoever is kind of fitting to us, but battle rank is like we can teach them with trainings what they need to know about the game, and it's like everybody's welcome as long as you're on our TeamSpeak or whatever, and that's basically all we want.
Yeah, that's basically how Rebel Rifles have always done it. We've never had a BR requirement, we've never had a skill requirement. All we've asked is that they listen to us. You know, be on TeamSpeak, that's it. That's the only thing we've asked. The reason we're not as big as you guys is just laziness.
So I think we talked through a lot of topics today. If somebody has to add something to the previous topics or the previous discussion he wants to say, I think now would be the time. Otherwise, I would say we're just slowly coming to the end of the show. So maybe each of you just a couple of seconds, just say goodbye to our listeners. So Nicolai, you want to make a start?
Yeah, I would thank you first of all, Dextro, for hosting it. I think it has been great. And I want everybody to remember that the 2/8 have lines, so they can keep us straight.
MadAlmog?
Thanks, Dextro, for having us here. Thanks for having us here, and for the Void.
Okay, my turn. Yeah, thanks for doing the show, Dextro. It's been fun being here. And yeah, as mentioned at the start, Rebel Rifles kicking ass. Join us for laughs that'll explode your bladder.
Good. Thank you guys for coming to the show. I will just have to slightly make one or two announcements at the end of the show. One thing is, I don't know if I mentioned it in the beginning. I said in the first show I'm planning on making the show twice a month. Since the show is just causing a lot of work, it will more likely be that the show gonna be a monthly thing. But I don't think that it's actually a problem. At least there's a lot of topics to discuss. Furthermore, I want to point out in giving you a small sneak peek of an upcoming event. KotV and the FFS are gonna have a platoon versus platoon fight being streamed on all channels or on Twitch on the 3rd of October.
Hopefully on the Battle Islands.
Hopefully on the Battle Islands.
Tomorrow for certain.
Fingers crossed.
Tomorrow for certain, but hopefully there. Yeah, finger crossed, 80%. But yeah, it will be fun, and we will have another thing. We will have in the near future the SOE Pro7 guys. They want to organize the EU ladder, and hopefully we will help them as much as possible, and we will have it soon for everyone.
So we're gonna start sacrificing ourselves and smashing our heads, hopefully on the Battle Island. And we'll see how this thing develops. 3rd of October, community organized from us for the community. Looking forward to it. That was the second episode of Woodman Talk. I'm sorry, Clark, that I accidentally mentioned the name of the previous show. This show is definitely Woodman Talk. Thank you guys for listening to the show, and I wish you all a good night. See ya.